Meanwhile, Turkish activist and philanthropist and someone who was an ardent critic of the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Osman Kavala, has now been jailed for life without parole. And this comes after he was convicted of trying to overthrow the government by financing protests in the country. 64-year-old Osman Kavala has been put in prison for 4.5 years without conviction. He was jailed for his role in the Gezi protests. These protests began in the Istanbul Park back in 2013 and then snowballed into a nationwide anti-government unrest. Kavala played a major role in developing Turkish civil society before he was detained in 2017. The court has also sentenced 7 others to 18 years in prison, and people have been arrested for aiding an attempt to overthrow the government. The court was packed with more than 200 people. This included members of the opposition, the Western diplomats and rights activists. In his last words before the verdict, Kavala said that the imprisonment was based on evidence that is not evidence. He also said that the decision amounts to an act of assassination by the use of judiciary. Now, Erdogan has likened the Gezi protesters to Kurdish militants. He's also accused Kavala of trying to overthrow the government. The Kavala, remember, was acquitted in 2020 of charges related to the Gezi protests, and hours later another court ordered for his arrest on a charge of attempting to overthrow the constitutional order related to the coup attempt. Meanwhile, Europe's top court and Western powers say that cases against Kavala are politically motivated. The United States has said that it is deeply troubled by the conviction of the Turkish activist. The State Department has said that the US is, of course, going to pursue this further. It has dubbed the conviction as unjust, and the State Department has said that the decision is inconsistent with respect for human rights, fundamental freedoms and the rule of law. Washington has called for the release of Kavala and all those who, according to the United States, have been arbitrarily incarcerated. Ankara is now at risk of being suspended from the Council of Europe rights watchdog. Activists in Turkey are also protesting this move.
Hukuki bir karar olsa yorum yapabilirdik ama değil. Bu AKP iktidarının Gezi döneminden intikamının alamayışının bir özeti, bu sarayın talimatının yerine getiriliş.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.